Sean Belizean wake you up every Monday through Friday on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. That's right, Big D Energy has moved to mornings. Get your morning dose of Neil's tone and Sean's insanity. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Two Detroit sports legends coming together for the best Detroit sports morning show there is. Big D Energy, waking you up weekdays on Detroit's #1 sports network.
What is up? Glad you could join us. It is a Thursday morning. He is not one, not two, not three, four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty. I'm Sean Belizean.
Big D!
Yeah, that's what I was waiting on. I didn't want to do it.
I was going to do it.
We had MacMan here.
KG, JB, it is Big D Energy. Anybody want to do it? Anybody?
Big D!
Okay, fantastic. Can I, very quickly, all right.
Good morning, Sean.
How excellent. There's so much stuff I got to get into. Can I make a public service announcement to the people that work here?
Yeah.
Right. Just clean up after yourself.
We on this again.
Just clean up after yourself. I'm not gonna be a dick.
What happened this time?
There's
Listen, I just put a threat out to HR, and if you guys don't take it,
did you?
don't
shit.
take it. From HR to the group. So you know what? I think it'll be, but yeah, I mean when this place starts looking like my house, like you guys have. Like
I would love to read this, but I can't.
Yeah.
I would love to read this, but I can't.
Oh,
man.
I know it's good.
There's a few F-bombs in there, too.
Oh, damn.
No.
It was that bad?
Like,
Jesus.
No, but it's one of these things that's gone on.
You're right.
Sort of like everything else that drags, and we're beyond that. Like, that's not who we are 2.0 now.
Yes.
And the one thing is that for anybody out there, because when you're trying to build something or whatever, it's also, you never know who's going to come by and what impression it makes.
Yeah, it is factual.
And it's also, too, just respect for the people that come next year. It's no different, Sean, than being a hockey player and playing, and there's ice time every hour, and you have the locker room, and what do you do when you leave the locker room? All your tape, throw in the garbage. If you had, if it's a beer league and you're drinking beers, well, you don't just leave everything thrown around unless you pay the attendant, to clean it up and stuff like that. So it's just the little things. And I know everybody's working hard.
Yeah, common courtesy.
But everybody's working hard, but it's just sort of like that's just sort of the little things. And what do I always preach? It's never the big things. It's always the little things.
That's exactly what the mess was, KG.
Yeah.
Like he said it eloquently. It was, there's a bottle cap. Oh, there's another bottle cap. There's an empty bottle. There were tees.
Yeah.
There were golf tees laying back here.
Oh, wow.
Like, pick them up. Put them in your pocket.
Oh, I already did. I took
the
them.
garbage can is right there.
Yeah, right. D-Bag probably need them. I was to say that.
The garbage can is right there. I got a handful of bottle caps. I threw them, like, literally.
Yeah.
It took me 7 seconds.
It's not,
It's
not hard.
I
love my guys. I love my guys.
Love them all.
Things happen.
Love them all.
Goes right along with Neil's. Put the dishes. If you got them to the sink, get them in the dishwasher.
Exactly.
Kids can't grasp that.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Kids, they
really can't.
No,
I didn't grasp it when I was a kid.
I don't like. I will sometimes. I'll be standing at the sink and I'll watch them, and it's almost like they go into Android mode or something. Just put it in the sink and walk away, and I'll go. Hey, kid, like. It takes 3 seconds.
It does.
Just put it in the dishwasher. It makes mom and dad's life so much more easier. I forgot.
And it's one step. It's literally just one extra step. That's it.
That's it.
We're gonna start here on this, but Sean, like, you are one. So you're a barbecuer, right? And how big is like cleaning or cleanliness or whatever?
1,000.
Keeping all right, because you got all that raw meats and you got all different things, and you got to stay sort of on top of it. And it's just getting it into your mil spec, more or less.
All right, so many things. Tigers are doing it again to the multitudes. They are. There are some people. Most people. What I have found. Although, JB, we did do that poll the other day. What did it finish at? 52 and 48. I think it was 52% of the Woodward audience. Appreciate every one of you. 52% said the Tigers are going to find a way to get in the playoffs. 48% said no. Right? It was 52-48. I think that was the final, JB?
I think that was it. Like 52-53, somewhere around there. But, yeah, it was really close.
Listen, when you take a series from the Cubs in Chicago, that's important. When you do it the way you did it, even with, a belt-to-ass loss, You took 2 or 3, and that's what you have to keep doing. You have to keep taking these series. Now 5-3 in the last 3 series. And Mac, you were saying like last night, I am not a bettor any longer. I used to be. I am not. I am clean from it. Like Mac, I make the joke all the time. If I had that stuff on my phone, it would be, you have to police yourself. There's no other way to say it. Don't put yourself in that position. If I had it on my phone, I would be just like you were last night, hitting up Spenny going, okay, I know what's going to happen here, so I'm going to put money down on it.
I got to apologize to Spenny, and shout out to everybody in the chat thread saying hello, and it's good to be back, good to be filling in for Neil. Neil's out gallivanting the country, I guess, leaving Sean here, and always enjoy working with the boys. But KG will appreciate this, because KG and I both have the same apathy for this team over the past 3 years at the same point.
Yep.
And I will admit that last night was the first night, because it was on mainstream TV and easy to watch, right? Easy to find.
Easy to find.
But I locked in. And Spenny, I apologize to you, because I had live bet Torkelson homer here when he walked up, and I didn't get it out before he hit it. Oh,
Damn.
yeah. Hey, that's a red run tee. That's just down the road.
There's another
That's a good
team,
one.
so I just thought I'd hand it to Mac.
But yes, I was one of the ones that said that this Tiger team, the way that they are, the way that they're playing, this is what we expected. Mm-hmm. You know, so to speak. I mean, you're more so now again living on the homer. You get He to hit a 3-run homer, you know, for his 5th of the year, but the bullpen and Cater Montero.
He was good.
I mean, you know, you got really Flaherty going down. You got, you know, the Framber, you know, Follies, stuff like this. Scooble, but, you know, Buys, who knows what's going on with him. But, you know, Montero has been whatever you've asked of him.
Yeah.
He's delivered. So props to that guy. But not saying that I'm all in again, but I'm paying attention.
I'm not going to sit here. This would be a complete overstatement if I sat here right now and said that Montero is the Tigers MVP. Okay, that's an overstatement.
Yeah.
When you have McGonigal, when you have Dingler, when you have, I don't think you can put a price tag on what Montero has done for this team, though, based on what Mac just said. Think about all the, shit situations they put this guy in. Forget about the start last night. Mm-hmm. How many times has he had to come in this year and put out a fire? Yeah. How many times have they, okay, listen, we're going to have to ask you to go an extra inning. I don't think you can put a price tag on how much that guy's meant to this team, man. You really can't.
And what have you heard out of him about it? Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The guy just goes out and says, Skip, when do you want me to throw?
Yep.
Old school. And to your point, right, yes, might be a stretch for MVP. If I was going to give one right now, I think I'd be Dylan Dingler.
Sure.
You know, but there's 3 or 4 guys, but he's in the conversation of what he's meant. He's the unsung hero, in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the guy that's kept this thing sort of glued together and has been consistent. AJ Hinch knows what he's getting every time he puts him on, no matter what situation he puts him in. Starting, relief, whatever like this. I'm just happy that the bullpen starting to look more like the bullpen that we're supposed to have.
Yeah.
Right? Because that was our strength. Through everything else, not hitting, not doing anything else, it was like, okay, well, the bullpen can hold the lead and stuff like this. Not so much earlier this year, but, you know, better late than never. And I think just it goes to the weakness of the East.
Yeah.
It goes
Right,
to the
AL,
weakness of the Central and the AL of why the Tigers can get back into it more than the Power. Obviously, look at this series. Did we think that coming into almost the end of July, being down or 16 games under 500, that you're going into Kansas City and, you know, if you can win 3 out of 4 in this series, they win 3 out of 4 in this series, how can you not expect them to at least get the wild?
You're only 4 games under at that point in time. And that, to me, Mac, that's like, and here I was just ripping on my son. Like, I love watching games with my son because the younger generation, and I miss this. I've become too old, if you want to call it jaded, if you want to call it analytical, if you want to call it marathon, call it whatever you want. But the living on the game by game, inning by inning routine, right? Yeah. And that's he's literally watching the game last night, dying, and I'm sitting back going, relax,
right?
Just calm down,
be okay.
you know. And it's, I don't want to be that guy, But, Mac, if you split this series against a team that's waiting for you to pound them, then you're going to get a lot of people like me saying, see, this is why they can't punch their way back into it, KG. There's no reason for them not to take 3 or 4 in this series against Kansas City.
No.
And if you do, KG, all of a sudden, you know what? Then you're only 4 games under 500. And I think, yeah, you feel a lot differently at that position than sitting at 6 games under 500.
Of course, you got to take care of your business in the division, and of course, you're coming on a series in which they don't have Bobby Witt. So it is imperative that the Tigers win this series, but that's literally every series to this point. Every series is a must-win series. So that's why, a lot of people were invested last night. That's why a lot of people had a sigh of relief after last night, because they came out and they looked like a professional ball club. And that's the thing for me. It's hard to decipher what this team really is, because, since June 1st, they've been absolutely amazing, but a big part of that has been the home run ball. They have hit 74 home runs since June 1st, dating to today. And is that a sustainable way to live with this team and some of the players that you have on this team? I don't think it is, because you really don't have power guys in this lineup. You have just kind of gone into a streak in which people are hitting home runs. And that's kind of where, runners in scoring position, that's still a bad number for the Tigers. That's where you kind of begin to worry, because if they're not hitting home runs, then you get the 11-0 schlubbing that we had the day before. But albeit, I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade. They are playing good baseball right now. Last night was a very, very good win. Kiter Montero was unbelievable. And your constants, Dylan Dingler, Riley Green, they've been there. But you're getting contributions from other people. Howyu Lee, that's a huge home run from him. Is he our Steven Kwan?
Dude,
I'm starting to think he's
telling
our
you,
Steven Kwan.
That good call.
Yeah, like
the last month and a half, it's like, okay.
he's just a scrappy ball player.
Yeah. KG, I'm with you. I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, because people are already mad at us as it is, okay?
Right.
So you've had this incredible span of baseball the last month and a half, okay? I mean, really since June 1st. And it's what? Today's the 23rd?
Yes.
July 23rd.
Yes.
You're 10 games over 500.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's, okay, like, tip of the cap. And you're still 6 games back in a big hole.
You got to keep winning.
So all the work that's been done, that's great. That made it less of a chore, but there's still a chore ahead. And in the next week, you know what teams are going to do? There are 5 or 6 teams that are sitting there right now, today, just like the Detroit Tigers, going, well, I feel good about our chance.
Of course.
The Baltimore Orioles are sitting there going, hey, we just went on a tear, and we just stopped the Red Sox win streak in the process. The Red Sox obviously feel that way. Seattle feels that way.
Yep.
Maybe Texas feels, there are multiple teams in that same position, but above the Tigers that are doing the same thing as the Tigers. And what makes it so weird with the Tigers, and we're going to get to Tarek Skubal, because I know a lot of people are agitated at Tarek Skubal. And I'm telling you right now, I think you're looking in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Just one man's opinion.
Y'all gonna be agitated.
I think if you want to be agitated today, I have a feeling we're going to give you a reason to be agitated in here, because it's clearly Skubal's fault, and I don't think it is. But, Mac, we're in a really weird situation, okay, where you lived through the day and age where the Red Wings were buyers. The Red Wings were always buyers. What are they going to do? Is it going to be as big as 99? Is it going to be that move that flies under the radar and people go, what does that do? But everybody in the room goes, oh, that's a fit. Oh, I like that. Nobody's going crazy over it. The Tigers are in a situation where they could be sellers and buyers. That's what makes this trade deadline so weird.
Yeah.
We could sell Skubal.
Well, yeah.
We could.
I don't see how we can buy, though. I know a lot of people saying that. I just don't see the path. Because what are you buying with?
The path is you show commitment to Skubal.
Yeah.
And you buy, that's more of the all in. Right? It's tough to be buyers without committing to the best pitcher in the game.
Right.
So, I mean, it's sort of it's like, we're going to go all in. We're going all in. We're not just raising big and we're putting everything in the pot. That's sort of my opinion, Sean, and it's going to be this way because you can go both ways. Like you said, the one thing that you want, and I see it in the chat that Blimpy Mo 1H, whatever the hell that is, they're chipping away. Go Tigers. Well, and chipping away is that you're seeing some consistency, right? And day in and day out, taking care of what they can take care of. But Sean, you're absolutely right. They could go left, right, wrong. the consensus and what I think is that they're not going to do anything, right, until they commit to Skubal. Is that not first? Because when they commit to him, in my opinion, then that says, okay, we don't care, we're all in, and then it's worth because you've put yourself in that position to get really close. So
do you know what
it's right now it's either way. It's a coin flip.
Do you know what I fear, Mac? Honestly, just thinking out loud, all right? I fear that you make a move for Skubal and then you go and do as Scott did last year, Mac and KG. Like, literally. Okay, we move Skubal. That's more. Let's get what we can out of the best pitcher in the game. We're going to cash in our golden ticket. And now let's go get, I'm sorry to use this names for the lack of a Charlie Morton.
Yeah.
A Sheriff.
Yeah.
A Finnegan. Like, I'm worried that the two roads converge. That, okay, we're going to cash our golden ticket, but that isn't so much something that's going to help you this year.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, maybe somebody throws a little something in there that could help this year. But, okay, so we did that. Now we're going to go do this and this and this. Some of those not front line moves, but let's see if we can get some help on the back end.
Right.
Let's see if we can get an innings eater. Because, well, it didn't work last year. I mean, clearly it didn't work, okay? Yeah. You get what Harris was trying to do. I have to give him that, all right? Mm-hmm. As much as I bashed on those signings, and they were worth bashing, okay? I understand the thought process, Mac. He wanted to get a couple guys for a staff that was what was kind of flailing at the time and just go out there and eat some innings and don't be awful. Yeah. And unfortunately for us, Paddock and Morton were awful. But is that world, is that something that could happen? I think it could.
I mean, possibly.
That's
Go
where
ahead,
you,
man.
But that's where you bring up the point, right? Always, like, I think that in the back of all of our fans' minds is, like, trying to get through on the cheap.
Yeah.
Trying to get through on a, like, just, hey, let's just try to make this work because it's cheap. Trying to make this work because it's cheap. We're still waiting for that money commitment to whoever it is. And if you're not going to do it to your star pitcher, where does that leave you?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even down the road. Right? You're going
More
to
on
give
that
it
in a second.
Yeah.
Right? So, and the frustrating thing, right, is look at the money you've spent to not your guys.
Yeah.
You know, that either aren't performing or are on the DL. Like, and I mean Flaherty and Framber.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the biggest thing is that you are committed to pay Framber Valdez $37 million next year.
Yeah, man.
I don't think
All in, right?
I don't think the average human knows, like, the next couple years what that contract is. Like,
pretty brutal.
When I brought that up the other day, what? Yeah,
Yeah.
$37.5 million next year. 37. And you know what? Talk amongst yourselves for just a second. I'm going to look at the third year as well because that is a huge number.
Is that the option year?
That is the option year. He's got a player option. Yeah, he'll take the $35 million, and then or in 37.5, and then 35, which is the player option. Why would he say no to that?
Yeah, of course.
Hi, Javi. How you doing?
All right.
Right?
Jack.
Yeah,
shit,
man, what's up? How you doing? Mac, but we're going to get into the Skubal stuff. I promise.
Hey, like, here, can somebody translate this?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Duncan Stewart. Skubal just arbitrated $32 million. He is a problem child. He produces, though. What the fuck?
He produces.
What is that?
He produces.
That's funny.
What is that? He's a problem child. He produces.
Yeah, I don't know. I think problem child is a bit of a
No,
stretch.
what?
But,
Because he went and got what he's worth, not what he's not even worth
right. That's what
on
I'm
the
saying.
market.
Yeah.
I think people, and more often than not, Mac,
Oh.
how many times you see it? People side with the club. Okay, more often than not, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Okay, not always, but more often than not.
Even though they've operated very poorly.
I think people are looking at the wrong villain here.
Yeah.
We'll get into it. Matt,
Yeah.
what do you got going on? You got a busy weekend. Now, you just saw JB put that clip up Thursday
yeah.
night.
Grind time tonight. Yeah.
Downtown at the Brewster Building.
I'll be there.
Awesome. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. We have a live show. It's an hour and a half. It's a $5 show. A lot of local talent that's coming through our doors. Some of the new Detroit stock, which so proud of. kids that have graduated. So a continuous Thursday show. KG will be down there following it. So, put it on your radar if you're downtown any Thursday night, 7 p.m. You want to check it out. Come on in, see what we got going there.
Any update on the parking situation?
Yes.
Okay.
So the parking situation, we got in the main parking lot there are parking spots already painted, laid down.
Nice.
And then on the other side of the building, on the same side, the overflow lot is the field.
Yeah.
Right there. So there'll be signs. So there's I know parking was an issue. We got that taken care of. So there's a lot of parking down there and stuff like that. So
beautiful.
You got to come check the spot out, and it's easy to find because they just put up probably 120-foot American flag on the corner. Wait, KG, wait till you see this thing.
Yeah, I
Float.
went there
And
last
if you want to know where it is,
it.
if you're driving south down 75 and you get into the city and you take sort of the service drive of 75 where you have both Comerica Park and Ford Field on your left.
Yep.
Right before you make the turn, we're on your right. Just look for that big American flag. So, come check out what we got going on.
I'm gonna get down there 1:30. I'm gonna bring my boy down there 1:30.
It's really fun.
Yeah. We'll meet you down there.
Beautiful building. It's amazing.
You got something else over the weekend, right?
Oh yeah, and then everybody always asking me about doing the comedy shows and stuff like this. I'm doing one on Saturday night.
Nice.
It's the Berkeley Fest or whatever, but I'm doing it at Amon-Ra's on 12 Mile and Coolidge in Berkeley.
Small a little bit.
With big fella Cam Rowe.
Oh, yeah.
Curtis Rowe's son.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
One of the largest men that I've ever met and one of the funniest men I've ever met. So I believe that show's at 8 o'clock.
Good. Fantastic. Always something. We'll get into the Scooble stuff. I know everybody and their brother. I'm telling you right now, like my son and I, we don't usually have heated conversations.
Oh, man.
We had a heated conversation about this last
It's
night.
dividing families.
Yeah, we really did. We had a heated conversation about this. I'm intrigued to hear the player's perspective.
Yeah.
From Darren McCarty. I really am. I'm intrigued. This is something I think we'll get to it. How's that? JB first, where are we going?
We got to hear from Yaldo and Amnesia, but first let me clear up this super chat. Shout out to everyone sending in super chats as well too. Tev Sauce, like usual, on time, $2. He says day 34 spin rate Scotty is a less than GM.
Shout out. That's consistent.
Day 34 what?
Spin rate Scotty is a less than GM. He's literally done that every day. God bless you, Tev
That's
Sauce.
consistency.
That is consistency. That's what we're talking about. Guys in the studio, clean up like Tev Sauce puts in the chat. Let's go.
And shout out to Dante151199. He says day 3, Big Game Jack needs to be in the bullpen.
Yeah. Let's get that one started.
I am not against that at all.
I'm not. Thank God Dill ain't here.
I'm not. He can't.
Get it off, man.
Second time around the lineup. Third time around the lineup. I mean, it's
bad.
It's documented.
Yeah.
His average starts, he's not even going 5 innings, guys.
His fastball ain't got nothing on it. It's bad.
Oh,
It's bad.
I'm not against it. And usually I'm the guy that stop it. Okay, that's just stupid. I'm not against that.
Yeah.
He's here. We're paying him a shitload of money. Put him in positions that might benefit him and us.
Yeah.
And that might benefit him and us because he isn't working as a starter. He had the cute little span. Remember, it was like 2 or 3 starts in a row, and other than that, it isn't working.
Especially with the ascension of Kyler Montero.
Yes.
And Troy Milton.
Yes.
You have options there. You do.
All right, anything else, JB?
Nope, that's it. Let's hear from Yaldo and Amnesia.
The legendary Yaldo Eye Center. I'm sure you've heard people talk about them for, only 30 years. They have performed more than 100,000 procedures. When you've done that much business, when you've been around that long, you're obviously doing something right. And you know what they're doing right? They are fixing eyesight. If you're tired of fumbling for your glasses, dealing with the hassle as such, you need to contact the legendary Yaldo Eye Center. Their LASIK surgery completely painless. It takes just 8 minutes. Recovery is so fast, most patients are seeing 20/20 the very next day. Now, they got a great summer promotion going on right now. Think of it as an investment. All the money that you spend on your eye care, whether it be glasses, whether it be trips to the optometrist, whatever the case may be, $16.99 per eye regardless of your prescription, these guys are going to hook you up. That's what Yaldo does. They've done it for 30 years. They're doing something right. Wake up with clear vision. Book your consultation with the legendary Yaldo Eye Center, yaldoeyecenter.com/1699.
It's the closest thing you can get to being Pavel Datsuk.
Oh, man. And after you get your eyes fixed, you might go blind again once you hit some of this Amnesia, man. Amnesia is
my favorite.
Oh, yeah, you know it. You
Love
know it, man. Amnesia is proud to be
Double
available at all the top dispensaries across the state of Michigan with multiple products for adults 21 and up. Hey, that's us. Their newest launch is the Switch 2, a 2-gram dual-chamber disposable featuring liquid diamonds. With 2 chambers and 2 different flavor profiles, you can enjoy the left, you can enjoy the right, or bring it together for a bipartisan high. But discover your new favorite with the Switch by Amnesia.
Saturday, July 25th at 7 p.m., Detroit City FC hosts Las Vegas Lights FC. Passion, pride, and a crowd you have to experience in person. Get your tickets now at deadcityfc.com.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Planet Fitness. I've been a member there going on 4 years, the best gym in the gym game. Something really cool they're doing this weekend due to the air quality outside. You can work out for free at any Planet Fitness, Michigan, Indiana, Ontario. Again, due to the air quality, you can still go get that workout in at Planet Fitness for free. Stay out of that smoky air and get into the clean facility that is Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, don't pay more money to lift the same weights. Don't do it.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
You're building a whole combat sports enterprise in the heart of it in Detroit, and that's what I think is the coolest.
I think with opportunity, right? Like you said, maybe you like to punch people in the face for real, and you know you want to be a boxer, and you have an option there. Maybe you don't like getting punched in the face, and you want to make, you like the theatricals and the storylines, and so you have an avenue here. Maybe you start at one and then want to change to the other. I don't care. I just want you in the building and know that you have some place to go to explore that. Just having the ability to, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it to the best of your ability? And it all starts with the kids. Let's talk about Planet Fitness for a second. They have over 60 locations throughout Metro Detroit, so we're close to you. Bottom line, Planet Fitness High School Summer Pass is back and live until August 31st. Teens 14 to 19 can work out at Planet Fitness for free all summer long. Register online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness is always making improvements and is totally remodeled their Shelby Plaza, 23 Mile Road in Shelby, and Chesterfield as well. They are the studio sponsor. It's just the place to be, Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
All right. Obviously, yesterday, a lot of people had some thoughts. This came out later in the afternoon. I believe it was Cody from The Athletic had this quote from Tarek Skubal. And the initial reaction, people are going, WTF, Tarek, okay? And I'm going to use my son as an example, okay? And this is a two sides to the story type of thing, all right? Let me read the quote in case you missed it, okay? This is what had so many people up in arms yesterday. Quote, if I could go back, I probably should have gotten an MRI in January and hammered it out to where I was done with it in the off season. But there were other factors in play. I was going through arbitration. The decision by the organization to take me to court, I think that probably had some impact subconsciously. And clearly oh, you knew you were hurt? We'll get to it. Oh, I can't believe you do that to the club. Okay, I said this then, and I said this, I'll say it now, all right? The nothing personal, it's just business goes both ways, okay? When you're Tarek Skubal and his representation, and you just gave a contract to Framber Valdez that pays him $17.5 million this year, $37.5 million next year, and a $35 million player option after that. When you are just coming off a year where Jack Flaherty made $25 million, and oh, by the way, the second year of his contract is $20 million, and you are offering the best player in the game $19 million,
Crazy.
how can't he take that personal? And it's easy.
Just transform it to your job or to your appreciation or whatever like that, right? Would that not make it to your mentality as, wow, your company's not going to take care of you. I got to take care of myself, right? And decisions are made. To me, this whole thing, and I'm old school, but this whole thing, like anything else, is if the team would have shown commitment. So instead, he had to go out and make sure that he won that Cy Young, to make sure that he had all the stats and everything to go into arbitration or whatever like that. To me, is that you were put in that position to have to make a decision, and Tarek Skubal, who has done, in my opinion, said everything right, done everything right, to whatever else. It always, to me, in this case, comes back to the team. And it comes back, what did I say last time I was in here? About the Yzerman Larkin to whatever, and we'll touch on that, obviously, but it's communication. So is that the trend that in what's the common denominator here in all of these things, right?
Yeah.
So it's communication, and maybe that's from the top. I just know that from my time for playing and Mr. Illich being there or whatever like that, like there was more of a communication line and an understanding. So how can you hold Tarek Skubal? Like, so honestly, yourself, what would that have made you feel about your appreciation from your company when they just went out and did that and hired, one of the other guys around the league and then gave him that contract and is making you, that is your franchise, that has lived here, that is bred here, that has been brought up here, right? And you're fighting that guy on it? And who, we're not talking about, maybe he's one of the best. This isn't even like a Verlander, Scherzer situation because they were top pitchers in the league. I'm talking about the best pitcher in the league. So I think that's where, and it's unfortunate. And thanks for the transparency, but I think that, the smoke, there's fire. Yep. To me, there's fire, and what's the commonality and the common denominator? And I'm not supposed to say it.
Mac, what kills me is, and I heard a lot of people use this line, KG, 'cause we talked about it. A lot of people said, hey, okay, it's just business, man. Nothing personal, just business. Well, you know what? So was me walking in with 2 Cy Young trophies in my hand.
Right.
And setting them on the table. Nothing personal.
Yeah.
Well, it's personal to me.
Yeah.
This is just.
You're not about to pay me $19 million fucking dollars a year. When you just paid Fromber way more AAV than that.
I'm good business.
Yeah.
You know how I'm good business? Take a look at my 2 Cy Young trophies, okay? And I'm sure if he thought that he would be sidelined for, what was it, a month and a half?
Yeah, right.
If he thought he'd be sidelined for a month and a half, he probably would have gotten something done. But honestly, to me, I don't blame the guy. You're having an arbitration hearing with a franchise. And, Mac, I can't stress this enough. just to reiterate what you said. Tarek Skubal has done and said all the right things. Tarek Skubal has not been a guy that rocked the boat or anything like that, okay? You're walking in where your employer is blatantly shortchanging you, knowing full well that a year from now you're going to walk anyway.
Yep.
They basically, with that offer and the subsequent offer to Framber Valdez, they told everybody, we are not serious about you being here long term, okay? Because that $37.5 million that we could have given to you, we decided to give it to Framber Valdez. Because it's shorter, we're going to spend less money over time. So you go get your money elsewhere, the 40 per, and make it 8 years, make it 10 years. You ain't getting it from us.
Right.
So it goes both ways. And I know, Mac, and I don't know what people in the chat are saying. I'm intrigued to hear what people in the chat are saying. But initial gut check last night was there were a lot of people, like my son, who were just like, man, I don't know, I think that's pretty shitty of him. And I'm like, what would you do in that position?
It makes it hard to defend the Tigers when they've operated in the ways they have operated in these last few years. That is the whole reason why we come on these mics every day. And, you know, we do have a pessimistic view of this team and the direction in the future, is because of the shit we've seen over these last few years when you finally got back to winning baseball after a decade of despair. So, like, and I'll reason with the people. Did Tarek Skubal pull a selfish move? Yeah, sure. But I think it's a human reaction, because if you were, like you said, at your job and you know goddamn well they're jerking you around, why would I then go give information to help said job? And the biggest argument people are making is, oh, well, look how many games you lost while you were out. Tarek Skubal only pitches every 5 days. What were you doing on those other days? Not to say Skubal maybe didn't contribute to that, but at the same time, Skubal is not an everyday pitcher. There were times where you could have won ball games during that stretch, and they failed to do so. So I look at this as just like, it's a human reaction. Should I be hearing this report in, like, you know, end of July, you know, August? No, I do understand that part of it. But at the same time, this organization has jerked them around. And yeah, like, I'm not, it's clearly nasty between these two parties at this point.
KG, and to your point, okay, so you're telling me he was that important to the ball club? That literally the swoon is Tarek Skubal's fault, right? Is that what you're telling me?
That's where people are trying to get at.
Okay, cool. Then why the fuck are you offering him $19 million a year? Help me. Yeah. Help me understand that. If out of one side of your mouth, you're talking about how badly he screwed the team, and let's just blame the whole swoon. Yeah. The month of May is on Tarek Skubal, okay? Then why are we having the conversation that everything changed when Tarek Skubal came back? Clearly, the importance that he has to this ball club must be worth more than $19 million, right?
I would say so.
It just, any way you go with this, I got a counterpoint. Like, that's the position you put yourselves in. Selfish, sure.
Right.
But it starts with what you just decided that you weren't going to do for him, and instead give to other people. The 25 and 20 to Jack Flaherty. Yeah. The 17.5, 37.5, and 35 to Framber Valdez. I can't say Framber Valdez and Jack Flaherty in the same sentence as Tarek Skubal. I can't. I won't. Oh, it drives me nuts, man.
That was good on you, Sean.
No, sorry. Anthony Patterson has, you're right. It's at the end of the day, like, these corporations, these teams, right? And some, like, they operate differently. Yeah. Every team operates differently. But if they're going to look out for their best interests, why do you hate on a player that realizes they don't have his best interests at heart?
Yeah.
Or isn't even worth? Like, to me, it's like, this is your golden child, and you're like, out of anybody, and you're treating them like this.
And the problem
is, do you want to stay? Like, he's doing everything, and obviously the way that they've fought and they've battled, you can see that there's heart in that building, and you know the Kemp that they like each other, right? Just figuring it out. Got through all those. We can say the whys, you know, the bullpen, the pitching, the lack of hitting, the injuries, whatever. But that's not why we're there. And I believe him that he's going out and he's being a professional. I said this to you. The one thing I love about Tarek Skubal is no matter what's going on, to feeling disrespected, to going on this, when he takes that ball and gets on the mound, he forgets everything and he goes out there and he just deals.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't know, but that's the professional that he is. And I think that he, in this whole situation, is acting more professional. I wish I was close to friends with him so I could really know.
Right.
Like, because I think that the way he is, he'd be like I would be, is like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, it's like, you are really, and Sean, the disrespect of the 19 million, right, is that plays a bigger part. And he's still, it seems to me that he's still trying to say, I'm trying to work with you guys. I'm still here. I'm trying to do it, but you ain't getting any reciprocation. It's sort of like
especially,
I mean, like, it's all these marriages.
You could have avoided arbitration in the first place. You knew you weren't going to sign this guy a couple years ago.
Yep.
So why even go through all this stress, all this anguish? Paying other people in front of him is almost like a slap in the face. And they haven't exuded loyalty to Tarek Skubal in all these years. So why the hell should Tarek Skubal exude loyalty to the organization? Organizations are not loyal to players. So I don't care if Tarek Skubal did this. Was it selfish? Yeah, I can admit that. But at the same time, the way they have done him, in as far as the negotiations go, when you didn't even have to do this in the first place, it's on you.
I don't know.
You get what you get.
You tell me. You tell me. And I don't like to do these analogies, but I think it fits here, okay? You have been grinding away at your job, whatever your job is, okay? You put your head down, you just do your job, okay? And it comes time for you, your contract's up. You're up for a raise. Are you going to walk in there and go, well, you know, I think I deserve this raise, but hey, listen, I got this issue that might limit me a little bit.
Right.
And you know, maybe you shouldn't pay me as much. Yeah, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't. Said nobody.
Right.
Said nobody. And at the end of the day, it wasn't that big of a factor in the grand scheme of things. It really wasn't. And oh, by the way, this is a guy, I'll let you in a little secret. I think a vast majority of you know this, okay? How do you think all this Tarek Skubal wants to stay in Detroit and doesn't want to get traded before the deadline stuff got out there? How do you think that got out there?
Oh, yeah.
Remember when his friends were reported as saying that?
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes there are guys, and I will never, ever, for the rest of my days, tell you who. But sometimes there are guys that plant a little bug in your ear for a purpose, so you can throw it out there, okay? And you know what? If you're a good reporter, nobody will ever know the name of the person that put that little bug in your ear. Never, okay? But, hey, people close to, and this is how the quote always works, people close to Darren McCarty are saying that Darren McCarty would love nothing more than to sign a contract that will make him a Detroit Red Wing for life.
Yep.
Darren McCarty would love nothing more. Darren thinks that this team has the juice to make one more run. So let's keep Darren McCarty the rest of the year. Friends are saying that's how this stuff. This is a guy that wants to be here. He does. He wants to be here. He's let it be known through those back channels, he doesn't want to be traded, okay? He knows what's coming at the end of the year. The Tigers have made that abundantly clear. The Tigers did that, not Tarek Skubal. The Tigers, by the way, that they have conducted business, have let everybody know that they don't want Tarek Skubal here.
Yep.
That is not Tarek Skubal. That is the Detroit Tigers that did that. And what's this guy done? Mac, you nailed it. What's he done wrong?
Nothing. He
He's
went out there
said,
and
hey
pitched.
Guys, I believe in this team. Screw that. Don't trade me. Don't trade me at the deadline. I think we got a run in us.
Yeah.
I can't figure it out.
It is. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
You want to get dirty, he can get dirty too. And it's just a damn shame that the fans are the losers. You know how Neil was up here the other day talking about the Red Wings. Red Wings fans are holding the bag after this Dylan Larkin and Stevie Y situation. And it's the same shit here. When Skubal leaves, we're going to be holding the bag. And whether they're going to be competitive or not going forward, we don't really know. We don't have an idea. We assume all these kids are going to be good when they come up. But the fact that Scott Harris has still failed in terms of offseason acquisition, trades, free agents, you know, he has not nailed that in that regard. I only have but so much hope for the future because he hasn't surrounded this core of players with the right surrounding pieces to make them a legitimate contender. So what makes me think that that's going to improve going forward? I don't.
Yeah.
So it just sucks.
Interested to get your thoughts, because this was, I don't know, maybe this was a scenario where, when it first came out, I saw people piling on Skubal, and I was like, I don't know if that's the case. Maybe a good night's sleep, maybe thinking about it from a logical standpoint, change some points of view on this. Because it was funny, as my son and I were having the conversation, I saw him kind of back down.
Yeah.
He didn't come all the way into my camp, but he was like, no, okay, yeah, I guess I didn't consider that. Because it's emotion. Just like when you watch a game when you're a kid, it's emotion. It's every pitch and stuff like that. Been there, done that. I don't watch games like that anymore. I think we're all prone to be, quote-unquote, prisoner of the moment a little too much, as opposed to taking that 30,000 view.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. What's the vibe in the chat right now?
I'm surprisingly, it's a lot of people that kind of agree with us. There are a couple people that are, kind of going against it, saying, oh, look what Tara Skubal did in the playoffs, and just bringing up, these old instances in which baseball is handled in a way in such that you don't need to throw your pitcher out there for multiple innings and complete games and stuff like that. That's not how baseball is played today, especially with this regime. Scott Harris, AJ Hinch, the analytics that they like to do, that's just not how they operate. But Tarek Skubal has done nothing but go out there and still be a top tier, arguably the best pitcher in baseball still to this day. So, but most people are kind of seeing what we're talking about.
When people do that, like KG, when teams do that, when they say, hey, Mac, I know you gave us 5 2/3 yesterday. Can you come back out and pitch the 6th and 7th tomorrow? Oh, we might need you for Game 7. You see that in Game 5, 6, 7 of the World Series.
Right.
Like that pitcher for the Dodgers who wound – he went all Bo Brisky for us in the World Series, right?
Exactly.
Like literally. And
this is a guy that's had arm injuries before.
And that's when you see that. You don't see guys doing that until really that juncture of the season. So I don't think that's fair. And with that being said, do you guys want to have that conversation, and we'll include Jack Flaherty and Framber Valdez? Do you really want to have that conversation? Do you really want to say, here is the Jack Flaherty resume, here is the Framber Valdez resume, here is the Tarek Skubal resume? I don't think you want to have that conversation.
Not at all.
I really don't. I don't think you want to have that conversation. I'm intrigued. Let's see where this goes.
They're going to keep him.
You really think so?
They're going to keep him. They're getting too close to.
What do you think? They're going to keep him?
They too close in the wild card. They're going to keep him.
I think Scott likes his guys too much. I think Scott's going to trade him. I do.
I hope
I'm wrong.
If he does, I hope he gets a haul.
Yeah.
And that's another part of this that we didn't even mention about the Ken Rosenthal article in terms of what the asking price is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to get that, big dog, but we'll go into it. I want to get
It kind of sounds like the Dylan Larkin asking price, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
If I'm a real contender, why would I give you a major piece of my team?
Right. They want a starting pitcher that's under team control and prospects. Like that's
why would I give you part of my rotation?
Knowing this guy's going to the market. He's going to go to the market.
And there's no guarantee that he's going to stay here. It's like Mac, when I work with you, I can't help but think of your teams, okay? Kenny Holland wants to get a big piece to help the Red Wings right at the trade deadline, okay? And the asking price is Hank Zetterberg. Well, he's young. He's young. Well, no, he's a big part of our team now.
Okay.
And we look for him to be an even bigger piece later on.
Right.
But he's young right now, okay? You have all these Hall of Famers on this team. He's young. How much is he? Well, no, he's part of the rotation. So it doesn't.
Well, in the future.
Right.
Forget about it, but we got bigger plans. If you're using Hank as an example.
Right.
Like, it's bigger than that. And what you're saying is most of the guys that you want that fit that description, well, these organizations, other organizations have plans for them.
Yeah.
Right, in their rotation as part of probably the ones you want are the ones that are going to help these organizations win.
You got it.
So they're already planned that way. I mean,
it wasn't even a starting pitcher that got me. It's the team control part. You want a team control pitcher?
Yeah.
Like that, teams aren't trying to give that up.
Well, that was, if you remember, gosh, I can't remember what the instance was. Help me out. Maybe one of you guys can remember. Remember last year at the trade deadline, a lot of people were saying that Scott Harris makes exorbitant asks, and people don't like to do. Again, I'm just telling you what was out there. I don't know this for a fact, okay? And you know my feelings on Scott Harris, but in the interest of being fair and transparent, I do not. This is not Sean Baligian saying this. But there were the reports, if you recall, that there were a lot of other general managers in the league that were kind of whispering and mumbling amongst themselves, okay, this guy's on crack. Like, I can't what is he asking us? What? Hey, did you call Scott Harris? He's using. There's no doubt in my mind. Like, but I'm not making it up. Those reports were out there that
this last winter meetings, the panel was laughing at him. The MLB Network, the whole panel was just like, "What is this guy doing, or what is he thinking?" You know, in terms of just like you said, the asking price, and it's kind of been reported, it's been hinted at, so I think it's pretty close to accurate. Especially when you look at the trades that he's executed, he hasn't gotten an exorbitant haul in any of these trades. He's been bottom of the barrel. So, I get you 100. I think it's 100% true that he is being stingy. And then he can go to the media and be like, oh, hey, guys, I tried. You know, yeah, the market just didn't seem to go in our favor. It's the same just cycle of bullshit, it seems like.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, we are up against it. Obviously, get your thoughts in the Woodward Sports Chat. Darren McCarty, Big Back Riley just rolled in. Always appreciate seeing him. KG, JB, Neil off today. He'll be back tomorrow for Bourbon Friday. What do we got,
Shocker.
JB?
I know, right?
Where are we going, JB?
Let's hear from Water Hazard and Massage Chair House. But first, let me clear up these super chats. Shout out to everyone sending them in. We got $2 from Detroit, DC. Never change as well, too. Day ? Maz better than that booger guy from Crotch Time.
I love these day whatevers that we get in the super chat now.
You know what? If you want to make that a regular bit, you go right ahead.
All right.
You can even start with day one today, right?
We love Booner, by the way.
Appreciate you, Detroit
we
DC.
do.
Booger.
We do love Booner.
Booger and crotch time.
Yeah.
Shout out Rathburn sending us $19.99.
Hey.
He said, hey, Sean, the Lions topic on re-signing players. Remember, yes, there are several we want to bring back from the 2023 draft class, but will we save money because who would you bring back from the 2024 draft class?
I love the Sean face.
Look, it's a fail. It's right. We have to say it now. It's a fail.
Even if one player made it, that's 1 out of 7 picks.
Listen, 2 years after the fact, I've said this for years. People that immediately call a draft class a success or failure, I will say the exact same thing to you, even if you're singing the praises, that I would tell the guy that calls it a fail. Let's wait a couple years. I don't have any idea how a human being could look at that 2024 class. Even if we get mahogany, okay? And I don't know how anybody could say, that was – no, you can't.
1 out of 7 picks. What's the percentage on that?
And especially where that pick
it's not a high percentage.
Low.
Yeah, very low.
But with that being said, and that's the difference between baseball and football, in a cap world, you have to make that fit all underneath an umbrella. You do. And there are going to be some decisions with the Detroit Lions, and we touched on it a bit yesterday. There are going to be some decisions for the Detroit Lions that aren't going to be real comfortable soon. They're coming. And that's why I get, although I disagree with it, I get the conversations about Jahmyr Gibbs. I get it, all right? Because Brad has lived his life by always doing an upgrade. I'm going to get a younger, and it turns out better running back. And most importantly, he's cheaper. This is the first time he's looking at a running back and going, no. This is our guy. We got to circle around him. He's going to get his money. So I get those conversations. I just don't think you let arguably the best running back in the game go. I don't.
Oh, no, and a guy who's getting praise from the prognosticators around the league to have a huge season, to maybe be the offensive player. Like he's going to be the featured back, and it was more or less proven that Brad said, well, how do I compliment him at the right price? And, Pacheco's the perfect, as far as if you're talking about Thunder and Lightning or the Knuckles and Sonic sort of thing, that's what you want. But Gibbs is going to be featured so much. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he has more touches out of the backfield catching passes than it is running.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, no, I
Get
mean,
the ball in his
he's
hands.
like,
Okay.
like integral part. Yeah, I believe that with healthy tight ends, and actually I saw Brock Wright yesterday, and he's excited, all ready to go.
Okay.
We saw the Sam Laporta news, which is the biggest to me, always has been. When you lost him, things sort of folded, and you can tell he's sort of like that quiet, calm pivot, can do whatever, but at the tight end position now, with the way that the new offensive coordinator, what we're going to do, but I think what everybody's saying is Jahmyr Gibbs is it's going to be his year.
He's going to reset the market, man.
Oh yeah,
He is. Like it or
pay
not.
him
And it's more like the hybrid, right?
Yeah.
Because you know where he's more the slot receiver out of the backfield.
yeah.
You know, like where the running backs don't get paid, and it's the guys that aren't durable, but he's finding a way, you know, and that's the big thing, right? Is the durability and not putting him in a position to take big hits, right? To me, that's what it is. It's his durability will determine how this team goes.
No, the Lions have even said as much. They don't view him as a running back. They view him as a weapon,
Yep.
an offensive weapon.
Yep.
So if that's the case, then yeah, he's worth every penny. He really is.
And
All right, anything else?
Yeah, one more before we head to break. Shout out to Jordan Lionheart sending us $2. He said, when do the sell the team chants start?
You know why they haven't? Because I think it's so futile.
Yeah.
Where that those were like last year. What I like this is that people just why am I gonna fight a battle that I know is not?
It's a losing battle. He's
It's
not
just
selling.
like not even to just save your energy
Yeah.
for something else.
You guys have to.
And people believe in this team, believe it or not.
They're making money, man. Why would you sell something that's making money? Like honestly, you can be frustrated. I'm not saying that it's not worth it. All the years of the Ford sell the Lions. Why would I do that from a business standpoint?
Well, I think that you make that comparison that everybody. Do you understand that your record doesn't reflect your revenue?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
And
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
if it did, there'd be a lot more around the league, right? Too bad it wasn't like a payout to how you finish, like in golf or something like this. Is that you only get paid, goes into a pool to where you finish. Could you imagine that? And they get relegated. We should be relegation
Mac,
and
that's
all
right.
that shit.
Yeah, we should.
Let's go.
Mac, I don't know if you and I ever had this conversation. I look back to the lockout of 04-05, okay? And I mean, that was, you know, later on in your career, but you still obviously had a few years left. And that business model for the league wasn't working.
Well, I just commented to somebody and they said, did you go to Calgary to get the bag? And I'm like, come on, give me a break.
You're right.
We lost a year. The salary cap got imposed. Our team salary was $61 million, and then the salary cap came in at 39. Well, there's casualties. You can't have me making $2.5 million on a $39 million payroll.
There you go.
So you get bought out, and you get to become a free agent and choose where you go. And I've always said that I always wanted to play for Darryl Sutter, who was the next guy, and I got to, and it was my first year in Calgary. It was awesome. We lost to Anaheim in the first round after being up 3-2. We lost in 7, and they won the cup. So that was that, you know, for personally, like that was one of the ones that sort of got away. And what a great team. And I would tell everybody is that, you know, Jerome McGinley is everything that you think he is.
They were this close in 04 too, if you remember.
Well,
And you weren't part of
they
that
actually,
team,
if
but
they
were
had,
close.
probably if they had replay like they do now, they won the cup.
That's
because
exactly it.
right? Marty
Yeah.
Jellin has scored over
That's exactly it.
in his glove, and so.
But what people don't remember, like KG, okay, and Mac lived this, all right? The Detroit Red Wings, for all the success they had, for all the people that were going into the Joe Louis Arena, year after year after year after year, okay? The Detroit Red Wings lost money in 2004. That is a factual statement.
Yeah.
Like, how? How? There's something wrong with the business model. And, Mac, I know I've told you this. I had an owner of a team, and if you think real hard, I bet you can figure out who. I had an owner of a team tell me, I don't mind losing money. Like, it's okay. If I lose some money, whatever, which it goes against business, but whatever. He said, I don't want to bleed money. Yeah. That was the biggest issue. Yeah. If I lose $1 million or $2, okay, right. So be it. I don't want to lose $10, $15, $20 million. Somebody told me, Mac, and I'm sure you probably, somebody told me for you guys to break even in 04, the Detroit Red Wings, to break even in 04, they had to go to the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, I believe
to
it.
break even.
That's crazy.
To break even.
That's insane.
It's insane.
Seeing that we on hockey, just a quick tidbit. I don't know if this is old or not, but Patrick Kane going back to the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
they made it official this
doesn't.
morning,
I mean, Connor Bedard was like openly campaigning for it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it's like that's you're gonna have ill will towards it. It was always sort of in the writing.
Yeah.
And especially look at where Chicago is.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's a team, if used properly. Patrick Kane, right? Like limit his 5-on-5 minutes and just making the power play specialist and the shootout specialist. I mean, that's the regular season. You need that.
Yeah.
I think he will help that team.
A couple guys that you and I both know are doing a hell of a job there very quietly in Blashill and Vellucci.
Oh yeah.
Doing a hell of a job. Like very quietly in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like take a look at what Chicago has. They're not ready for prime time yet, but there's a lot of talent in Chicago.
They're where are they not, Sean, when you say they're coming up where Anaheim and San Jose was sort of last year?
I think that's fair.
Like maybe they got a few more steps. They don't take the big steps. They take the little steps as usual, but they're building something.
Yeah.
Like, that's something on the back of your burner to watch for. And, they're going to be one of those teams that with the youth and the combination is that and the experience. And, it's not like Mike Vellucci is one of the guys in the NHL circle that hasn't had an NHL coaching job that deserves one, in my opinion.
Couldn't agree more.
But what he does as an assistant coach, and then Blash, what did he learn? He learned from being around everybody else, and now they're being able to implement it with their own guys and given the time.
Yep.
Right, given the time to build this. So
I think Kane is kind of looking at this, if I may, KG. Mm-hmm. I think he's looking at this as the scenario that we all thought Detroit would be a couple years ago when he came here.
Yeah.
Like,
I
okay,
can see that, yeah.
These guys are close. Okay, I want to be a part of something close, and let's all take that next step together. And obviously it didn't happen here. I mean, much to our chagrin and everything. But I bet you he's kind of looking at that because I think a lot of people originally said he's from Buffalo. He grew up a huge Sabre fan. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the picture of him as a little kid standing there on the glass in his Sabre jersey and everything. Yeah. And Buffalo is a good team. I mean, we saw what happened last year. But I think there's something different with that team that's up and coming that kind of appeals to a guy like Patrick Kane. And as Max said, he fits in very nicely as a puzzle piece. Don't expect too much.
Yeah.
He isn't going to give it, but we know what he is, Mac. We know what he is.
And it's familiarity.
Yeah.
And going back in there, he's going to sort of slide right back into the Patrick Kane leadership in the locker room role.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's more of like a homecoming. And I mean, it makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
They brought him back on a 2-year deal, $8 million AAV. So, that's a lot of money though.
Damn,
the
man.
Red Wings wouldn't go
look at
commit
these
that.
salaries. Look at the. Oh my God.
2 years, $8 million AAV. I don't know if the Wings was gonna do that. So
no,
Yeah, it did.
you can't.
Yeah.
Okay, we talk about what he is. Can we talk about what he isn't?
Yes, we can, Sean.
He isn't a $4 million guy.
Yeah,
Okay, let's get that out of the way right now. Oh, good. We'll
It's
see
a
what
homecoming. They gave him the homecoming price.
It's a cute little story.
Yeah,
It's a
come
cute
on
little
home. You want to come?
I don't think
Come
it's
on.
gonna. I don't think it's gonna end as nicely as Max Homecoming.
Right,
But,
right.
No, it's not gonna end up in a cup. But he's gonna. We're gonna see this. You're gonna sit here and shake your head. There's Patrick Kane with a shootout winner.
Yeah.
And that's the regular season. You need that special. He's gonna have like 4 or 5 shootout winners this year.
When it happens against us, just throw something against the TV, and it makes you feel better.
He is gonna get
I'm
one
a
against
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind.
big
He's
facts.
gonna. Oh,
That's the Detroit way.
It
really
is so coming, And I just want to hear Mickey go, of course, something like that, and we'll just all call it a day. All right, we are so late.
Yeah, we are.
Water
Sorry about
Hazard is the first canned vodka cocktail from Founders. I legitimately had one over the weekend when I was in the smoke on Lake Huron. Vodka base, 5% ABV. It's citrusy, refreshing, and gluten-free. It's best served over ice with a slice or lemon. Look, I go straight. I really enjoyed that stuff. Did you know it's Thursday and you can get $5 cans at any Art and Jake's location in Michigan on Monday, Thursday, and Sunday? Founders Water Hazard, please drink responsibly.
And maybe you want to have that water hazard at home, and you can do that in a very lovely massage chair from the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. It's the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest, and trust me, we've been there. They carry top brands like the Infinity and Osaki Platinum. Sorry about that. Making it a go-to destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. Shout out to Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc, and creator of the #1 YouTube massage chair review channel. He trying to get y'all hooked up, so why wouldn't you listen to him? So book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code on the screen. Massage Chair House, your ultimate ticket to recovery and relaxation.
Relaxation.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
Thrive Energy pouches give me the energy and clarity to find and beat the shit out of every opportunity that shows its face.
Live and direct, I'm back on set action. Create the wave, we cannonball splash 'em. Mic cord swinging, get your head chopped. Point blank, dead stop. 16 bars in a headlock.
Thrive Energy pouches are for the people who actually want to win, not for the crybabies out there who are happy with a participation award. There's zero sugar, so give Thrive a try.
Go.
Finally, life-enhancing LASIK surgery at a price you can afford. Michigan's most experienced eye surgeon, Dr. Yaldo, is offering the most advanced LASIK at just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Imagine not just being free from contacts and glasses, but actually seeing better without them. This limited 2026 spring offer is thousands less than others charge. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for your free evaluation and save.
You're building a whole combat sports enterprise in the heart of it in Detroit, and that's what I think is the coolest.
I think with opportunity, right? Like you said, maybe you like to punch people in the face for real, and you know, you want to be a boxer, and you have an option there. Maybe you don't like getting punched in the face, and you want to make, you know, you like the theatricals and the storylines, and so you have an avenue here. Maybe you start at one and then want to change to the other. I don't care. I just want you in the building and know that you have some place to go to explore that. Just having the ability to, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it to the best of your ability? And, you know, it all starts with the kids.
How do I always begin this? Look at it. It's all you need to do. Just look at it. If that doesn't entice you, I don't know what to say, man. That it sells itself. I would love to just say go to Buddy's and be done with it. No, but I have to tell you about the great deal that's going on. Buddy's 80th birthday this year. Happy birthday to Buddy's. The Detroit original. Detroit-style pizza. You hear it everywhere. I mean, literally, they serve it everywhere. That's, you know, they're talking about Buddy's. Buddy's was the originator, and nobody does it better. You're having a big shindig, okay, middle of the summer, getting towards, you know, school, going back, whatever the case may be, you can save 20% on your next catering order of $200 or more simply by using promo code Woodward20. Check out their extensive menu. Yeah, they're known for the pizza. No doubt about that. That's the calling card. But they've got an extensive menu for you to choose from. And let me mention again, save 20% off your entire order of $200 or more simply by using promo code Woodward20. Visit buddyspizza.com/catering to view their complete menu and place your order today. All right, welcome back in. Second hour of Big D Energy. Mac in there. Young Justin El Slapo just sent the Friedman tweet, and he just wrote for Kane with the laughing emoji.
4K.
Hey, man, good luck.
Yeah.
No, sir, good luck.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not mad at it. You returning to a city where you won a cup and they paying you exorbitantly. Like,
I'm not blaming the player.
Yeah.
Let me.
And this shit is a mess. The shit in Detroit was a mess. He was never coming back.
But I would say good riddance.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you because you ain't getting that here, pal.
Yeah, it's mutual.
Yeah, there's no way you're getting that here. I'm a big fan of optics, and sometimes optics tell a story, all right? And who knows where the Dylan Larkin thing is at. I will say this. I thought that it was very throwing something against the wall to see if something sticks by kind of a national person when talking about Dylan Larkin, when he suggested that maybe Steve Yzerman being gone reopens the door for Dylan Larkin here.
Yeah.
Okay. I do not think that Steve Yzerman was the reason Dylan Larkin wanted out of here. I think the circumstances in which Steve Yzerman was a part of is why Dylan Larkin walked out of here. I don't ever want to be personal with anybody. I will say this. If Steve Yzerman was the reason, and I don't believe it to be so, my goodness gracious, that is about as petty as it gets.
Yeah.
That is it. And I want to say, for the record, Dylan, I do not believe that. And I think it's disingenuous for somebody to suggest as such, okay? But sometimes optics are everything, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you have those pictures, JB? Do you have those pictures by some strange chance?
We got picture evidence
and video of.
Dun, dun, dun. You lucky I can't play the People's Court music anymore.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Great.
That looks like me on a bender after I've been on my smoker for 15 hours.
It does not look
I thought it was you.
my bad, living it up, man.
And listen, I got no issue with that.
Yeah. He's a drinker.
Go have fun. You're a young man. I think he just turned 30. Now take a look. Take a look, okay? All right.
Kittle.
There's Kittle.
Yep.
Look, Cole Caulfield looks like he was cut from a piece of rock.
Yep.
All right.
Tarps off at the World
Tarps
Cup.
off, and then you got
Who the blind in the back? What a word. No,
look, okay, Forsberg, and then Trevor Zegras, and then
that's a good freeze right there. Good job, JP.
Was it Spenny yesterday, Mac? We were dying at this. Spenny took 2 off-season pictures. One off-season picture of the captain of the Detroit Red Wings.
In circa 2026.
Yeah, and another picture of a Detroit Red Wing captain. And he put them back to back. Do you have that picture by some chance?
Let me see.
Probably 60 years ago.
Yeah. Maybe you've heard of him.
Yeah.
Maybe you've heard of this former captain. I don't want to say his name until we get the picture.
Yeah,
up
JB's
there.
working on it.
But when you talk about somebody who was like, looks like they were cut from rock.
Hold on.
He was the rock.
It's just a comparison to, here's 2 of your former captains in the offseason.
Yeah.
You know?
That's all.
That's what it is. How they look, and you guys will have to be the judge of it. And maybe they won't even recognize, because not a lot of people know who that other pitcher is. See if they recognize it.
Mac, the funniest thing about that is I'm sure in each one of those cities, the fan bases went nuts, okay? He's with Zegras, right? Forget the U.S. connection, right? Oh, that means Philly's in. Okay, he's with Caulfield. Oh, Montreal's in. Which I will say again, KG, I've said since day one.
Oh, Kittle's there. San Francisco's in.
He's San Jose. Right? And so, I mean, literally, fans were doing that.
Oh, yeah.
And to that point, I love to creep. I do.
I know you do.
Openly. Oh, they were all there. I can tell you the Montreal fan base was doing it.
Oh, man.
Well, he's a perfect fit there. I said it day one.
You've been saying that
He
for
is
forever.
a perfect fit in Montreal.
Yeah.
You put him on the second line, center, with Demidov on his side. You could put anybody on the left side, and they got 35 goals.
Wow.
Okay? Larkin, Demidov, and my ass. My ass is putting 34 goals in, okay? Like, literally.
Right.
Not me, my ass.
Yeah, right.
That's a pretty good ass. And
Yeah.
no, it's not. He's playing with Larkin and Demidov,
Right.
okay? So you're going to get that. You're going to get that stuff. That's where it's at. But the same dynamic comes into play, like we were just talking about with Tarek Skubal. If the asking price is this high, you're going to have to wait this out, which is exactly what Steve Yzerman wanted to do. My question is, were the Detroit Red Wings as a franchise and Christopher Ilitch as an owner desirous to let this play out to the trade deadline? And I don't think they were. And that is 100% speculation. I'll tell you when I heard something.
Yeah.
That is 100% speculation. I don't think Darren McCarty, Christopher Ilitch wanted this to hover over the Detroit Red Wings.
No, absolutely none of it. I mean, look, I mean, you're just free falling. You took, 1-2 steps back after last year, and now you're still sort of reeling until you get back together and see what this is all about. I agree with Austin P88. Why do they make Cole Caulfield sit behind George Kittle? They must be on the big screen or something like that. But that's a good point.
For people that don't, if you don't get that, Cole Caulfield's about this.
5'6".
Yeah, I mean he's about
George
this.
Kittle,
right?
6'6".
He's a shorty.
Why are you putting him behind Kittle? Austin,
that's
a great
crazy.
point. Why are you doing that, man? Maybe that's why he was standing. By the way, he was standing.
Sean, I thank you, Mike G, DTP. You know what? Every now and then you throw something in there that you reminded me I wanted to ask Sean. Right? So now you need a new GM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Is your opinion they are going to go in or out, inside the organization of somebody who's already here, or outside the organization? But more importantly, what does this mean for Todd McClellan?
That's $1 million question right there.
Question.
All right. Let me start with what I think they should do. I think they should bring new eyes in here.
Okay.
I do.
That's what they should do. What will they do? See, that's the problem.
Tried and true. We're gonna look from within.
I've been told by a few people, and I've said this, that there are some people that really think highly of Sean Horkoff in this organization. And you can tell me if it's true or not. If you know, or you don't know. If you don't want to say anything.
I'm sure that they do.
I've been told that there are some people that really, 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 really like Sean Horkoff, and they look at the work that he's done more far in the Grand Rapids side. Would I bring in a new set of eyes, Mac? No disrespect to your old crew. There will always be a lineage here, no matter what. I think it's time for a pair of new eyes to come in and look at this. And as Mike G brought up, very smartly, because I know where you were getting at with it, with the new GM comes the idea that he wants his guy in here. And that's what I would worry if I were Coach McClellan.
Yeah.
And I like Todd McClellan.
He's
Todd
not
McClellan.
the problem.
Not
the problem is that uncoachable or can't take the heat. You saw it early in the season when he would hold them accountable, which he always did. They would respond, and then for whatever reason, like his frustration. Go watch his press conferences, and to me, that's the biggest thing. I agree. There's nothing more than I'd like to see my good friend Chris Draper get an opportunity. But I think as we're looking at it from the 30,000-foot view, what's the best for the organization? And this sort of has been brewing for a few years, and I'd like to see, I know there's some smart guys out there, right, to see what their perspective is, and you at least gotta talk to everybody, right? I think it can't be like here's our 2 candidates or 3 candidates. I think that it's got to be done. But my question is, when do you expect it to be done by? It's got to be done pretty soon, doesn't it? Because the biggest scratch of the head of all this happening, it's not that it happened with Steve Yzerman going upstairs. It's the fact that it didn't happen before the draft or before free agency or anything like that. Because that's where it's like smell test is what's going on here.
That means something changed along the way.
I'm gonna tell you something that as low as the stock is in this franchise right now, and it is. All right, let's to use a Neil line. Let's cut the shit, okay? The stock isn't high in this franchise right now. I need it. It's still the Detroit Red Wings. It's still one of a handful of the best jobs in the world.
Yes. If
you are a hockey guy, you are a hockey mind, okay? You want to be the boss of one of the best jobs in the world in an iconic franchise like the Detroit Red Wings. So when I hear people say, well, why would somebody want to come here right now? If you're a player, there's validity to that. There's validity to that. If you're a hockey mind, You're the guy that got it right in Detroit.
Yeah.
You're the guy that gets to watch in real time what their teams did.
And you know what? And I'm going to say this to you, and only because LF4 came. I can read Roman numerals. I would grab someone from Florida organization. They know the secret sauce stays NHL, which is interesting, only because Gregory Campbell, who is Colin Campbell's son,
very familiar,
is assistant GM or something down there to whatever, which is the familiarity. Now, there's got to be. I'm not opposed to familiarity or down the line, but somebody who has been in another organization or with perspective of watching what has happened in Detroit. Yeah, I'm the first one to admit I'm biased, right? Because I bleed it, I live it, I die, right? So sometimes maybe my perspective comes from the battlefield. You need somebody who's more of sitting on the hill watching the battle go on and say, okay, just a little bit different, because the guys that you've brought in, and so far the guys that you've dropped. Now, I think Nygaard, this is a big year for him. I think he's ready to stuff like that. I think that you got to still figure out Edvinsson. You still got question marks, but you got something here, and it's so imperative because this next move in the next year has to be a big step forward.
Yeah,
and that'll just get us on part of where we were at the beginning of last season.
Right.
So, Mac, just quick question. Do you think that it's a bad look if they were to chase Steve Yzerman with another former player? And I know Drapes is your guy and all that, but just do you think that would be like the best look or the best idea?
No, it doesn't matter who it is. It's got to be the best guy for the job.
Of course.
Right? And if it's the best guy for the job, because here's the thing, too, realize, is just because the guys are there, they could be adamant about getting a player or drafting a player or signing a player or trading for a player, and Stevie says no or doesn't listen or whatever. Like you don't understand. There's so many different things that us as fans would want done that maybe some guys in the organization would want done, but they didn't have the power to do it. So maybe now, if they feel like when you bring up Horkoff, I bring up Drapes, like these guys in the organization, if given the opportunity because of the vision that they had, we don't know this. A lot of times you get shut down, and I know that's a lot of frustration too. Is direction. Everybody's got, doesn't matter what it is, everybody's got to be on the same boat.
That's a fact.
Got to be on the same boat, man.
So Ryan Martin is another name that was out here, a guy that was part of the franchise, went to New York. He mentions Florida. Carolina has a couple guys. I don't mind the new eyes, because one thing.
Ryan Martin's also old eyes.
Yeah,
because he was a capologist. He was a huge integral part back in the, when the league changed. Is you need one of these sort of guys. So the familiarity too. So that wouldn't be a shock to it, but there is some familiarity.
You bring up something, Mac, and I don't think you and I have ever had this conversation. But KG, I know. I've said this to you when I was working with Maz, and even when I filled in with Neil, okay? If three straight coaches react and talk about this team in frustration.
The same way.
That tells me that it isn't the head coach's problem. Like, Mac is 100% right. There were times that Coach McClellan looked baked a month into the season.
Yeah.
I can't believe how many times I have to have this conversation. You're either going to do it. Do you remember the famous quote? If not now, when?
Yep.
I heard Jeff Blashill say things like that at the end of his tenure. I heard Coach Lalonde say things like that during his tenure, and then Todd McClellan said things like that. If all three coaches are saying the same thing, there is a problem in the system.
Yeah. Add to the fact the marches, 4 straight marches in a row.
Bam.
The collapses.
Bam.
Yeah.
And that's and Mac, I would always say this because I know Neil said, hey, listen, we were number 1 in January and games in hand and all that stuff.
Right.
Okay. What happens every March in the National Hockey League? It's as sure as leaves springing on the tree or the Maple Leafs being eliminated out of the playoff early. Do you know what happens? Space gets smaller. We start to play playoff hockey. And all of a sudden, all the space that you had to operate with, even a week earlier, that space goes like this. And the cream finds a way to rise to the top every freaking year. There you go. Every freaking year, okay? So if you, in multiple marches in a row, you go like this, that tells me there's a problem with your franchise and the way you've done things.
Yeah.
And if 3 coaches are saying, I don't know what to do to get through to these guys. I've tried everything, okay? It's incumbent upon them. This is the way we want to play. You're not playing that way consistently. Well, that tells me that that's not on the coach.
Yeah.
That tells me that that's in that locker room. Mm-hmm. And at that point in time, it's incumbent upon the management of that team to say, okay, there are guys that are along for the ride. They're just passengers, and there are guys behind the wheel. Yeah. There are guys like the grind line who each grabbed a different pace car and saying, no, we're going this way, okay? And unfortunately, I think this is a franchise right now. There aren't too many. You know what? There is one guy grabbing the wheel in this franchise right now, and it's Mo Sider.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the Detroit Red Wings proper, okay, he's grabbing the steering wheel saying, I'm going this way. I am going this way. And you've seen it in his rise in play.
Yeah.
You've seen it in his rise of play.
And I will give Alex DeBrincat, because he's done everything that he's he's riding rate shotgun. Those 2 guys, right, night in and night out, have been true pros.
Yep. So, I mean, that's the problems are aplenty. But Mike G, that's a great comment. What does that mean? Yzerman kept Blash for a couple years, right? Yzerman kept Blash for a couple of years until he thought it was time for a graduation ceremony.
Yep.
And then he went and got Lalonde, which in fairness, I think a lot of people said at the time, and I know some people that I talked to said, I'm really kind of surprised that he hired that guy.
He wasn't ready for prime time.
He's more of a specialty coach.
Yeah.
He's more, I don't know if he's head coach material. He's more of a, he's going to work with the special teams. He'd be a good assistant, a good associate, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's why in the time that he's been gone, you're not hearing guys call him saying, would you like to be our head coach, Slugger?
Right.
You've heard 2 different franchises. Toronto used him last year. Now he just went to Montreal this year. I think not every guy's a head coach.
No, that's a fact.
Not every guy's a head coach.
Yeah.
I love Dave Lewis.
Right.
I love
100%.
Dave Lewis.
There's a great example.
He is a wonderful human being. Dave Lewis was never going to work as a head coach here.
Yeah.
Wasn't going to happen. You lived it, Matt.
Yeah, no, it's tough to go, 15 years as the player's coach and then to be able to step to another level. And he was one of the best assistant coaches, ever.
Yeah.
But somebody asked me earlier, Barry was Scotty's translator, Louis was the player's translator. Right? Where you could try, and what made Dave Lewis is that there was relationship, but there was trust. Like you could say, and that's few and far now, is that can you really air out your grievances to somebody to let them and feel like you've been heard, and a lot of times it's just letting you vent and saying you're not wrong, but in this situation, here's the key. And I think at the end of the day, once we realized it was always easier with Scotty because he liked to collect rings. He didn't care how he did it. And when you realize that, it was sort of just try not to be the one that's on the outs, right? To do your job. So,
I think
but again, it goes back to what I've said about everything else. There was communication of some part, even because Scotty wouldn't talk to you or whatever like this, but there was some that you felt that there was communication, and I don't get the feeling that there's any of that in this locker room. And I know times have changed and stuff like this, but there's no, when the guy next to you is more important to you than you are to yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I don't remember if it was Ken Dryden or Steve Shutt that made this quote, but I think you live this. But they said, the crazy thing about Scotty Bowman being our coach is 364 days of the year, he unified us.
Yeah.
We hated his guts.
you hate him.
And then on the
what happens?
365th day, we went and got our Stanley Cup ring.
Right. Bling, bling.
And I can see Scotty sitting there with that shit-eating grin on his face to this day, just going like this, Kind of
but
like
it was
Jack
worth it.
Nicholson.
It was worth going through the bullshit.
Yep, chewing his ice. That's great.
Yeah.
I got another one.
Nah, big facts. I know we up against the break. We got to get to it, but I thought somebody brought up a good comment, and we will get to these super chats. But Eric Wisakowski we need a retooling more than a rebuild. And I wanted to ask D-Mac, would you retool this situation, or would you just flat out rebuild at this point?
Well, no, I think you're ahead of a rebuild just because of sort of what you need is what we need is what every other team does. Yeah. Let's pop some of these youth, right? Instead of having the same guy come up and not being able to establish himself for whatever reason, now's the time to give these guys fight or flight. Know what you got. I think the new guy is like, throw these kids out there and let's experience. So I think it is rebuild-ish, but you got more pieces than a rebuild than a lot of the other teams. What I like, my biggest thing right now is there's an adult in the room.
Right.
And I love the Keegan Colasar move. Just because there's a guy that's been in the heat of it, and he's coming. It's sort of my attitude, right? He's got a cup, but he's been to the finals, and he's been there. It's more or less like, what are we doing here?
Right.
What are we talking about? Right? To come in, and I think he knows what his role is, and it's something to hold accountability. There's no accountability in that locker room. Now you need guys to step up, and I hope this locker room, and I hope Mo Sider and Edmondson and DeBrincat, all these guys are pissed. Mm-hmm. That's what I hope. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we're gonna wait and see. That's why, this next hire, who's gonna show in the direction, like, that's why it's huge. This is bigger right now than even moving Dylan Larkin, of what you're gonna get. And even, I see, hey, trade him to Dallas for Wyatt Johnson.
Mac,
come on, man.
Mac,
come on, man.
Nail on head. I think people need to listen to what Darren just said. Okay, let's compare what Steve Yzerman took over to what this general manager is going to take over.
Yeah,
you had Dylan Larkin. That's what this franchise. You had Dylan Larkin. Okay, and Dylan Larkin. I know we've had much debate around here, Mac. Okay, but if you go to Toronto, you'll say Dylan Larkin's a good player. If you go to Winnipeg, Dylan Larkin's a good player. You go to San Jose. Okay. The difference now is you have Mo Sider. And every market you go to, do you know what they're going to say about Mo Sider? He's one of the best defensemen in the game. Yeah. Today. That's what people are going to say.
And only getting better.
That's a huge starting point. So you have Dylan Larkin. You have a Lucas Raymond, who still isn't a finished product. I'm not sure he's ever going to become what we all hoped and dreamed for, but he isn't a finished product, and he's not a bad player at all. So it's a different starting point. So that's why, Mac, I totally agree with you. This isn't the same. This isn't a rebuild thing. It's going to take some time. This isn't going to happen overnight, but it's not a rebuild thing.
No. It's above the rebuild, whatever that is.
All right, JB, God bless you. Appreciate it. Boy, were we bullshitting. Where are we going, KG?
See you, Coco.
So late.
Yeah, so let's see.
Coco Beware has left the building.
Did we do Mortgage Pros or Mad Packs yet? I don't believe we did.
I got Mortgage Pros right here.
And all right, we got to get to those super chats as well.
Yeah, we do. As a matter of fact, let's do that really, really quick. We had a super chat in here from Tev Sauce, $10 super chat. He says, "What is it about the NHL that makes it take so long to develop talent? Is it just having to grow into your body? Some of these players take 3 years to see the ice. Genuinely curious."
18-year-old kids, Mac. 18-year-old kids. Now, for every Sidney Crosby, there are 200 Darren McCartys. Right?
Yeah,
the kid can play in the National Hockey League. There's no doubt in my mind. There's a role for him. We'll figure out the role. You're talking about an 18-year-old. An 18-year-old who is still in that weird, he's a man, but he's not a man. And literally, that's what it comes back to.
You know what the one thing is, though, is that, and I think more so in the last 2-3 years, is you get the young guy pop all over the place. Now, you look at why you haven't had it. Well, you haven't picked in the top 5, even being as bad as you are. So the league hasn't helped you at all. But we need a young guy pop, right? And it's sort of like you need the Emmett Finney plus. Get props to Emmett Finney for playing all last year and do whatever. And he's going to be better this year and stuff. But he's a 7th rounder, right? You need somebody early to pop. And if you can pop one of these 19, 20-year-olds, however else that is, that's what all these other teams have done. And I think with the development, the way that the game is and the way that kids are prepared these days, you have a better opportunity for it. But that's the biggest difference. So, and why is that important? Because that, just like anything else, like we talk about, it balances your salary.
Yep.
right? Because you got first-year contracts of guys that can play, and it just gives you more leverage than having to go out and to pay a guy, a veteran guy, a bigger salary to play that part. So that's why I want this year, if it's just above a rebuild, well, let me see guys get an opportunity. If it's not working, let's run the tracks.
Yeah. You got to get lucky, too. Kucherov was incredible luck. Like, Steve Yzerman got a golden ticket. 74th in the draft, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, he got a golden ticket. One of the best players in the National Hockey League. So there has to be some luck involved. And unfortunately, those aren't variables that have been here. They just aren't.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
And it's not football.
Yeah.
Guys, that's why you draft a guy out of college, he's more ready to play.
Yep, that is a fact. And last super chat in here from Charles McLean. He says, $5 super chat. What about Shanahan? Heard his name mentioned before as president, not GM, or Wings going president and GM as one person? ?
No, I think that if anything, if you ever saw Shanny and it's sort of sitting next to Stevie up in the, it's the bigger than the GM.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be even interested in it, or do I think he's overly qualified?
Yeah, facts.
You got to remember, when he was in Toronto, he was never general manager.
Yeah.
No,
he headed everything, but the general managers, as Max said, it's a different beast. It is. It's a different beast.
Yeah.
All right, where are we going?
All right, so Mortgage Pros, and then we'll do Mad Packs.
All right, looking for a career upgrade? Check out Mortgage Pros, the #1 mortgage broker to work for in the state of Michigan. We saw their incredible company culture firsthand at their annual block party. Their team truly loves what they do, and it shows. With 4.9 stars on Google and over 4,000 reviews, their reputation speaks for itself. So if you're looking for a new job, give Mortgage Pros in Troy a call today, 248-416-1361. Mortgage Pros. Let the pros handle it.
Alrighty, and now we got Mad Packs. If you're a fan of Mad Packs, you already know they bring the heat, but this summer they're shaking things up with some massive new drops. Get ready for the Boom Shakalaka 200 milligram hash rosin gummies and High-Low 200 milligram live rosin. Alongside the brand new Mad Packs extracts, these are the perfect additions to your summer plans. Learn more at getmadpacks.com. Mad flavor, mad high, Mad Packs.
Saturday, July 25th at 7 p.m., Detroit City FC hosts Las Vegas Lights FC. Passion, pride, and a crowd you have to experience in person. Get your tickets now at deadcityfc.com.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
All right, I want to talk about All Day IPA. This year marks 15 years. Now, I can tell you definitively, 15 years ago, I was down with IPA. I was still an incredible imbecile. I really was. 15 years later, I'm not as much an imbecile. I'm an imbecile, not as much, but I'm still down with All Day IPA. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing, perfectly balanced taste, 4.7 ABV. It is built to go the distance. It is a great drink to have in the backyard. You're sitting by the smoker, just chilling out. Yeah, try the All Day IPA. As a matter of fact, with it being Thursday, you can get $5 shorts at any Art and Jake's location Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. Please drink responsibly. And, sitting up here next to a dipper, I'm going to talk to you dippers, and maybe you guys that aren't dippers, okay? Have you tried Thrive yet? This stuff is absolutely legitimate, okay? Not only does it give you the thick fit you want, okay? Not only does it do that, but it gives you that boost of good, clean energy. I'm all about the peach citrus, but there are other options for you to take as well. It is a nicotine-free mental powerhouse, 300 milligrams of clean, smart caffeine. No jitters, no sugar crash, zero bloating. You can go to Dip Stop, as Mac is packing one right now in my periphery vision. You can go to dipstop.com. Just use promo code WSN. You get 15% off your entire order, and you can get it exclusively at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. Thrive, clean energy, zero distractions. This stuff effing works.
Here's how you do it.
Look
Go
at that.
like
Watch,
this,
watch.
you open it.
Look
and
how
then
easy that is.
Oh.
Bam.
Boom.
Just like that. Just like that.
Set for the day.
You get that boost of energy. Mac, you brought up something during the break, and it's really weird because Neil and JB and KG and I have talked about this for weeks now, okay? The Detroit Lions, normally this time of year, we're talking about the Lions almost exclusively.
Yeah.
Now, I understand this has been a different year. You had a World Cup. You have all this as the
Pistons
Larkin
relevant
stuff. Yeah, right? There's a bunch of different – okay, do you know what? Do you know what maybe, just maybe part of this could be? And Mac, this is I thought it was a fantastic point, and when Neil's in tomorrow, I'm gonna throw this across his bow. Okay, you know what maybe part of the reason is? You're not hearing a lot of talk out of the Lions. You're not the talk usually starts with the Lions and resonates from that point on from the Lions, but you know what the Lions are doing? Going, okay, business. And I love that. I love it.
It's progression, right? It's you look at the changes that they made. No rookie camp, the different stuff like that. To me, it goes back to the Dan Campbell always saying is that I got to prepare like I'm going to lose every starter to what and the stuff that's happened, and especially in the last couple years, like to me, every year there's been progression as a coach or as an organization in preparation. Injuries is a huge problem.
Yeah.
Right? And everybody's going to – so this is a different way to talk to your guys and feel it out. There's nothing coming out of there. It's just like it reminds me like going to work Pistons. You know what I'm saying? It's just like – and we have to wait. And I think that everybody is good with that. We don't need to – we've had the kneecaps and we've had all this other stuff that we've leaned into, but now we're ready just to like show me. So I think that here's the thing. It's not that they're not on our radar because tickets went on sale – for training camp and stuff like this, and they're all gone, and people are excited. But I think they're just tempering. We're in that show me, right? Where we're the honeymoon sort of over. We know what we got. We know we got talent now. There's question marks with new guys in the offensive line, but I think that people are more comfortable because there's no bitching and moaning. We see the direction of what we're trying to do. Now, there's question marks. There'll always be, but until we see it on the field and the eye test and what goes on in training camp, that's when it'll amp back up. But I think that people are just preparing. And right now it's almost like collecting your firewood for the winter. Right? Okay. That's what people are doing. We're just cutting it down, stacking it up. It's a nice day, but we know that it's going to get a little hairier at times here and stuff like that. But I think it's progression of a fan base too.
Oh,
right, and especially in the Lions form, because like really you're in more of is this team built? We're talking like get back to the playoffs and we got to prove that and stuff like this. But I think it's people's expectations, and we're willing it's cool right now because we know how intense it's going to be, and they're not saying stuff. We don't need to say stuff.
I love that, Mac. I think the fan base is more educated now. I really do, and what I mean by that is this. All right. Nobody's going to change their mind about the Detroit Lions. If you were one of those guys the last couple of years going, this team's never going to win, you're never going to win with Jared Goff, you're not going to change your mind, okay? If you're somebody like me or KG or Mac or you, Riley, I believe in this brain trust. I'm not as high on this season as maybe some other people are. I think they're going to be a damn good team, but do I think they're a Super Bowl team? I don't.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong.
As of right now, no.
Yeah, but exactly. And part of that, KG, is I think fans are more educated. Like we talked about yesterday, we know what this team is, Darren. We know this is going to be a damn good offense. We know that this pass rush might be better. We know that the entire defensive backfield is a question mark. There aren't a lot of secrets with this team.
No.
You know, and I think, and Riley, I see you over there shaking your head. I think we're more invested in this team, so we've educated ourselves with the personnel of this team as such.
100%. Yeah. No, you nailed it on the head. Yeah, I don't even need to say anything.
That's good.
And that's what's made. Normally by this point in time, Darren, what camp battles are we looking at?
Yeah,
right. What's the one position that you now?
The 5th round draft pick could be a starter. We're not really worried about that.
Right.
Yeah.
We're in a different. Hey, you know what? You brought up Emmett Finney. Like, if you didn't like what Emmett Finney brought to the table, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. All right. There isn't an Emmett Finney with the Detroit Lions right now, okay? Now, maybe one presents himself out of that. Maybe the 5th round cornerback.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Keith Abney.
He's going to have he's going to have every chance.
I think your Emmett Finney's Isaac Tesla.
Yeah?
No, just to having gotten a taste, you know what? Been there for a year, and so out of both of them, I'm going to put them in the same category as what in your second year. Now, what can you do to establish, because you've got the reps, you know what the season is, you've been through it, you know how it's changed, and you've had to grow up really quick. I look at those two as being where they can elevate or be a integral part to do more. You know, what Finney get? 9 or 10 goals last year?
Yep.
In limited time, like
Tesla,
pretty good.
So every chance.
Right? Do you expect with this new offensive coordinator and stuff like that, do you expect Tesla to be more integral in the offense? Because I sort of do. I like his talent.
Yeah.
Like 100%. The look. Emmett Finney too. He's a guy that's got speed and that intangible, but he's got experience now. Now he knows what to expect. It's not, I think this is what's going to happen. And a lot of times with young guys, and especially at that age, but sort of coming out 7th round, it's like everything the first time around is like big spotlight, and you got to learn yourself. So I look at those two guys as they can be huge parts for both their teams.
And if you're a victim of your own expectation, if you expect like Tesla to blow up this year, you're a victim of your own expectation. It's like Finney last year, okay? Be a part. Be a big contributing part. There aren't enough balls to go around to feed Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown and a fantastic tight end who, by all reports, by the way, Sam Laporta is fine.
He's
healthy.
Which
fully healthy.
Thank you. The back terrifies me.
Yeah.
I was Team Maz with that.
Yeah.
Team Maz said day one, okay, I worry about the back. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maz, I'm with you 100%.
Especially as a tight end.
So there aren't enough balls to go around. Just like, Mac, what you said, Emmett Finney can be a great fit for a team and not be the guy who's pumping 25 goals
Doesn't
in.
need to.
Doesn't need to.
It's got to get effective. And to that point, it's like, so what do we need? Like, you need your other receiver to help JMO get the ball, help Gibbs get the ball, blocking downfield, doing all these sort of little things. That's what Emmett Finney needs to do too. You know, with the speed, and he's got to be physical, and he's got to take care of the puck in his own end. The goals will come because of the talent, but you don't have to focus and say, I need 20 out of you. No, I need you to be the best Emmett Finney every night consistently.
Yeah.
But that just go to show you the type of talent that this Lions team has built over these years. And like you were saying, we've kind of grown as a fan base as well, because certain things just aren't good enough anymore. Like, it's not good enough to just get to a playoffs. It's not good enough to just win a division. And, you know, even though we went so many years without having one, the Lions are just in a different stratosphere as of right now, which is kind of scary when you think about it, because knowing that this year ain't, you know, in some people's eyes, this year is not a Super Bowl, you know, caliber season for the team. I mean, but you do feel good about where the brain trust has led us to this point. There's no worries about, you know, leadership besides the fact that Brad ain't aggressive enough. You know, I can live with that, as opposed to the team is in disarray. We don't have talent. We don't have all pros on this team. We have a solidified core, which gives me confidence that year in and year out we'll be able to compete. It's just about getting over that hump. And that is the hardest part of the job. We all know that.
It's the anti-Red Wings.
Yes.
Like, legitimately, it is. It is. Your frustration is twofold with the Red Wings because the success isn't there because you don't have the talent there right now. You just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being mean. I'm shooting straight. I mean, you just don't have that talent there. You want to look at something. You want to look at another Mo Seider. And like, Casper was a guy, man, my expectations for this guy heading into this past season was absolutely huge. When it doesn't come to fruition, then you go, uh-oh, right? And I think that's the difference with, and by the way, I'm not writing that guy off. I want to state the record.
Because there's a guy, right, and we know this, Sean, because we've watched the game so much, and you know what? Some guys fall into that sophomore slump.
Mm-hmm.
But how does he respond? And this third year could be the expectations, and if you get production out of Marco Casper, not only that, the minutes and the two-way play, you're going to shoot yourself further ahead. That's what they were missing.
Yep.
They're missing that sort of player, and I agree with you to the same thing as like Tesla. Like, what came to my mind, and I'll ask the chat, what would you like more? Would you like a young guy to pop for the Red Wings and say, oh my God, like, here it is, here's a younger guy coming in and establish himself? Or do you want one of these Lions guys? Like, one of these, like, to me, it's one of these, like, somebody on defense. Because the elephant in the room is, like, the offense is going to be the offense. They have to work together because they're going to carry this team. And what you want is guys to step up and be healthy enough. And I want it, like, 3rd and 2, 3rd and, like, 3, or whatever like that, and no, it's not. And I think it's going to Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I don't know it's going to Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? Whereas last year when you get in trouble, right? So now you got 4 or 5 options because that's what it is. But to me, it's always going to be with the Detroit Lions until we see it. Is that secondary and that defense? Yep. Can we just hold serve?
Yep.
Can we just hold? Because the offense can be the offense, but again, there's going to be a couple games this year that they're just going to be flat.
Yep.
So do you have,
get torched.
you know, there's so many, and I think that the quietness too is that we don't have to address the defense if we don't talk about it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Until we see it, right?
Right.
So, but that's the elephant in the room. The offense will be the offense, and so the integral parts is, like you said before, those D tackles got to be better. The pressure's got to be better on both sides of the ball. We got to be able to push and pull. And then we'll go from there.
We got one more break we have to take care of. Don't forget, keep it tapped in all day. Of course, you got the crunch time guys coming up. You got Braylon in the afternoon, and, of course, the heavyweights. Don't forget, if you have the opportunity, go check out what Mac is doing in the D. Thursday night's a special night, no doubt about that.
Time.
KG, I know I got to talk about Icon coming up. Any super chats we need to take care of?
No, not that I can see. So you can do Icon.
All right, let me talk to you about Icon. Always love to give a special shout-out to the people that decided that they wanted to be part of the Woodward team, and we appreciate Icon Auto Repair and Collision. Welcome to the Woodward Sports family. Now, the one thing about the chat, you guys always take care of the people that take care of us, and if you've been in an accident or your vehicle needs repairs, make sure you trust the team at Icon Auto Repair and Collision. 3 convenient locations around town. You got Madison Heights, Shelby Township, Pontiac. They've got you covered. Now, not only are they going to fix you, they're going to hook you up, but they're going to offer free car loaners and even offer to pay your deductible as well. What are you waiting for? Visit iconauto.com. It's the Icon you can count on.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. 1's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
You're building a whole combat sports enterprise in the heart of it in Detroit, and that's what I think is the coolest.
I think with opportunity, right? Like you said, maybe you like to punch people in the face for real, and you know you want to be a boxer, and you have an option there. Maybe you don't like getting punched in the face, and you want to make, you know, you like the theatricals and the storylines, and so you have an avenue here. Maybe you start at one and then want to change to the other. I don't care. I just want you in the building and know that you have some place to go to explore that. Just having the ability to, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it to the best of your ability? And, you know, it all starts with the kids.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Summer nights, cold drinks, and Tigers baseball. Yeah, you're back in just like I am. Yeah. Woodward Sports is heading to Art Jake's in Shelby Township for Detroit Tigers watch party. Come hang out.
That was last night.
All right, good read. Anyways, Art and Jake's. It was a fun time. By the way. It was a great time. Talk about it, Riley. How was the watch party? What
it was fantastic. We had Nick Koloff, we had Gordo, and we had Rogelio on the desk. I was TDing the event. We had some special guests. Easy came by. We had Satawa stop by. Bomber was there.
More importantly, what'd you eat?
What did I have? I always get the ahi tuna. It's my favorite thing on the menu there. And then I wash it down with some water hazards. So that was perfect.
That a boy?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Got in there.
Absolutely. I'm big Cantina Bowl and the dessert.
Oh, we heard about you. Yeah, we heard about you. Oh, they were talking about you.
Absolutely. Legend over there. You can be a legend too. Get over there. Everything on the menu is delicious. There's a ton of locations all around. Art and Jake's. What a great time. See you at the next watch party.
And Supreme Lending.
Supreme Lending. Buying a home or refinancing is a big decision. And just like in sports, you need the right team behind you. That's why we're proud to welcome Supreme Lending to the Woodward Sports family. As a full-service lender, they boast a 99% close-on-time rate and a 97% customer satisfaction score. Wow. But here's a game changer. When you apply for an eligible loan, mention Woodward Sports. Yes, mention Woodward Sports, and you will receive up to $500 off your appraisal. Score this deal. Call the numbers on your screen and talk to Chad and Chris at Supreme Lending today.
Do it.
KG, Mac, Riley, I don't like the overstatement. All right, you know, this is the biggest game and things. This home set by the Tigers is huge.
It's huge.
It's huge.
And like I said, every series is a must-win at this point.
I'm not gonna. It's the biggest home stand of the year. I'm not gonna say that. Okay.
All right.
But you have 7 games against the Royals, who are flailing, and the Orioles. Okay.
Did you say 7, or is it? You sure it's not 6 or 7?
6, 7. You have 7 games.
Can you win 6 out of the 7?
You have 7 games. Go 5-2. Is that asking too much?
No.
Go 5-2.
You need to sweep the Royals, especially with Bobby Witt going down. You need
4-game sweeps are hard.
I understand that, but
I would take 3 out of 4.
I would
and then
too.
beating the Orioles.
I'm getting overzealous.
If you go 5-2, all of a sudden you are legitimately walking into August, and you're only 3 games under.
And then we can.
And I told you back in May, and I'm going to be a man of my word. I'll jump totally back in if you get to 2 games within 500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Within 2 games, not 500. Just get back to 2 games under 500.
You've been very consistent on that.
And then the unfortunate thing is, then you have the long West Coast trip, where it's the A's. I'm going to see them in Seattle.
They should beat up the A's.
My kid and I are checking out. I think number 19 for us.
Nice.
And then the Giants, and then Cleveland comes here.
Yep.
But if you walk into August, and you're 3 games under, okay, I feel a hell of a lot differently about this baseball team than 6 games under, 7 games under, 5. I do. I feel a hell of. Go 5-2 in this homestand, man. There's no reason not to.
Put up or shut up at this point.
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Put up or shut up. Don't yell at me anymore. Don't yell at guys like us for saying, "I'm tired, boss."
Right.
No, take care of your business at home.
And I'm so intrigued by what this deadline going to be. Like, what is Scott Harris going to do? Because this move right here, whatever he does, this trade deadline is going to define his tenure as a GM. Like, there's no other way around it. So I'm very interested to see what the smartest man in the room has for us.
He's 0 for 3 at the deadline. Can he finally get a hit? Mac, always a pleasure to see you. Riley,
Always.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
JB took off, but thank you, JB. KG will do it again tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Keep it dialed in all day. Don't forget, Mac, 2 events going on tonight. The big event
Absolutely.
down
Tonight
in Detroit.
at the Brewster, 7 p.m. grind time, wrestling live. And Saturday, Amon-Ra's in Berkeley, 8 p.m. Myself and Camero doing the slapstick comedy tour.
Outstanding.
Shout out.
All right. Peace, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Deuces.
Out.